Chapter 1: Whispers in the Obsidian Veil. The Odyssey, humanity's most advanced interstellar research vessel, hung poised at the edge of the Obsidian Veil, a nebula so dense it seemed to swallow starlight. Its inky blackness was punctuated by streaks of iridescent gas, swirling like a cosmic painting rendered in shades of amethyst and emerald. Dr. Aries Thorne, her dark hair pulled back in a practical braid, pressed her forehead against the cool viewport, the breath misting on the glass. The sheer scale of it, the silent majesty, filled her with a profound sense of awe, a feeling quickly tinged with unease. The veil wasn't just beautiful, it felt wrong. A subtle hum vibrated through the ship's hull, a low thrum that resonated deep in her bones. "Readings are still erratic, Captain," Dr. Lena Reyes, the ship's astrophysicist, reported, her voice tight with apprehension. Lena, usually brimming with scientific enthusiasm, looked pale and strained. "Gravitational anomalies are stronger than predicted. It's like the veil is pushing back." She tapped furiously at her console, a cascade of data scrolling across the screen. Captain Eva Rostova, a veteran with eyes the color of a stormy sea, nodded grimly. Her usually sharp features were etched with concern. "Keep monitoring, Lena. And Lieutenant Park, prepare the interceptors. We're going in, but I want shields at maximum capacity." Aries turned from the viewport, her gaze settling on the holographic projection of the Xylos vessel approaching the Odyssey. The Xylos, a species of sentient crystalline beings, were humanity's first contact within this enigmatic nebula. Their ship, a shimmering structure of multifaceted quartz, pulsed with an inner light that was both beautiful and deeply unsettling. It resembled a living organism, less a vessel and more a symbiotic entity. "Prepare for first contact protocol," Aries instructed, a thrill of anticipation battling the knot of apprehension in her stomach. This was it, humanity's first sustained interaction with an alien civilization within the veil. The success or failure of this encounter could shape humanity's future amongst the stars. The weight of that responsibility pressed down on her, heavy as the veil itself. The communication array hummed to life, a cascade of strange, melodic sounds filling the bridge. Aries, a renowned xenolinguist, leaned forward, her fingers dancing across the console as she attempted to decipher the alien language. The sounds were complex, almost musical, yet imbued with an undercurrent of something else, a subtle tremor of fear, perhaps. Or warning. Slowly, painstakingly, a single, clear image emerged from the Xylos' transmission. A symbol depicted a spider-like creature, its many legs entangled in a web of shimmering lines. The creature's body was a swirling vortex of darkness, eerily reminiscent of the veil itself. The image hung in the air, stark and unsettling. A symbol that, Aries felt with chilling certainty, held far more significance than it appeared. It was a symbol she would later come to recognize as a warning, a prelude to the whispers of the Obsidian Veil. Chapter 2: Crystalline Echoes. The Xylos vessel, christened the Stardust Chaser by Aries' team, was less a ship and more a breathtaking sculpture of living quartz. Inside, the air hummed with a soft, resonant energy, a gentle thrumming that vibrated through the floor. Aries, accompanied by Captain Rostova and Lieutenant Park, entered a chamber bathed in a soft, ethereal light. The Xylos, 3 in number, awaited them. Their bodies, crystalline structures roughly humanoid in form, emitted a faint, internal luminescence. They moved with a slow, deliberate grace, their movements precise and fluid like flowing water. "Greetings, travelers from beyond the veil," one of the Xylos, designated as Xylos Prime by Aries' translator, announced in perfect English. The voice was melodic, almost musical, lacking the harshness of human speech. "We greet you in peace, Xylos Prime," Captain Rostova responded, her hand resting on the sidearm holstered at her hip. Despite her calm demeanor, Aries noticed the subtle tension in her posture. First contact was always a delicate dance. Aries, armed with her universal translator and years of linguistic expertise, led the conversation. She learned that the Xylos were a peaceful, contemplative race, deeply connected to the Obsidian Veil itself. They spoke of their history, their intricate social structures, and their deep-seated fear of a being they referred to only as the Weaver. "The Weaver, it controls the veil," Xylos Prime explained, its crystalline form emitting a faint pulse of light. It manipulates the currents, the energies, the very fabric of our existence. It feeds on fear, on discord. The Xylos' voice held a tremor, a subtle note of dread. Can you describe this? Weaver? Ares pressed, her eyes fixated on the Xylos. The description matched unsettling anomalies her team had detected, fluctuations in energy and gravitational fields too precise to be natural. The Xylos projected a series of images, a chaotic, swirling vortex of dark matter, vast and powerful, punctuated by flashes of intense energy. Then, superimposed on the vortex, appeared the spider-like creature, the same symbol seen during the initial contact. It weaves the threads of fate, Xylos Prime whispered, its voice barely audible. It manipulates us, guides us, controls the very resources we depend on. Resistance is futile. The crystalline being paused, and a faint crack appeared on its surface, as if the very act of mentioning the Weaver was causing it stress. Suddenly, the chamber's ethereal glow flickered, then died. The air crackled with static electricity. A deep, guttural growl echoed through the chamber, a sound that was neither organic nor technological, a sound that chilled Ares to the bone. The Xylos visibly recoiled, their forms emitting a frantic pulse of light. The Weaver had made its presence known. First contact had quickly become a desperate fight for survival. The soft hum of the chamber had been replaced by the ominous silence of impending danger. Chapter 3: Shadows of the Past. The attack was swift and brutal. Energy blasts ripped through the Stardust Chaser, sending shards of crystalline material flying. The Odyssey, despite its superior shielding, was rocked by the force of the assault. Ares, Rostova, and Park barely escaped with their lives, retreating back to their ship under a hail of energy fire. The Xylos, their crystalline forms shattered and flickering, were left behind, helpless against the Weaver's power. Back on the Odyssey, the mood was grim. The Xylos' warning about the Weaver's manipulative power was now chillingly clear. The attack had been a stark demonstration of its reach and its malevolence. "We need to understand this Weaver," Ares said, her voice firm despite the turmoil within her. Its control over the Veil's resources, its ability to manipulate alien civilizations, it's more sophisticated than we initially thought. And more dangerous, Rostova added, her gaze fixed on the tactical display showing the growing energy disturbances within the Veil. "We're not just dealing with a hostile entity, we're dealing with a puppeteer, pulling strings across this entire sector of space." Lieutenant Park, a young but skilled officer, chimed in, "Sensor readings are picking up something strange. A series of gravitational anomalies leading to a specific point within the Veil. It seems to be an artificial structure." The artificial structure, discovered by analyzing the gravitational disturbances, turned out to be a massive, derelict spacecraft of human origin. A vessel long thought lost, a relic from a forgotten expedition that had ventured into the Obsidian Veil centuries ago. The ship, nicknamed the Ghost, was partially submerged in the Veil's dark matter, its systems decaying but still emitting faint signals. Inside the Ghost, amidst decaying equipment and long-dead crew members preserved in a state of suspended animation, Ares's team found data logs detailing the expedition's encounters with the Weaver. The logs spoke of a terrifying intelligence, capable of manipulating minds and controlling energy fields. But the logs also mentioned something else, a weakness, a potential vulnerability in the Weaver's power. A vulnerability that might offer a path to stopping it. However, their discovery wasn't kept secret. News of the Ghost and its potential riches reached NovaCorp, a ruthless interstellar corporation infamous for its disregard for alien life and its relentless pursuit of profit. Their arrival was swift and brutal. NovaCorp intended to exploit the Ghost and its secrets, regardless of the consequences. The quiet exploration had turned into a race against time, a desperate struggle against a powerful entity and a greedy corporation, both vying for control of the Veil. The peaceful first contact had transformed into a battle for the very fate of the newly discovered worlds. Chapter 4: NovaCorp's Gambit. NovaCorp's arrival was less a diplomatic mission and more an act of war. Their flagship, the Leviathan, a hulking behemoth of a warship, dwarfed the Odyssey. Its weapon systems hummed with barely contained power, a palpable threat against the backdrop of the swirling Obsidian Veil. Their intent was clear: seize control of the Ghost and its secrets, regardless of the cost. "They're demanding we surrender the Ghost," Rostova reported grimly, her voice tight with barely suppressed fury. "They claim it's their property, based on some flimsy legal technicality." "Legal technicality?" Ares scoffed, her voice laced with disbelief. "They'll obliterate the ship and everything within it if it gives them even the slightest advantage." The ensuing conflict was a chaotic ballet of lasers and missiles. The Odyssey, despite being outmatched, fought with the desperation of a cornered animal. Ares and her team, alongside Rostova's expert crew, utilized their superior agility and knowledge of the Veil to evade the Leviathan's heavier weaponry. It was a desperate dance of evasion and counterattack, a fight against overwhelming odds. "Lieutenant Park, report!" Rostova yelled above the din of the battle. "Shields are failing, Captain. We're taking heavy damage." Park's voice crackled over the comms, laced with urgency. Ares, meanwhile, was focused on accessing the Ghost's remaining systems. She needed to find a way to utilize the data they had discovered, a way to turn the Weaver's own power against it. Time was running out. The Leviathan unleashed a devastating barrage, crippling the Odyssey's maneuvering thrusters. The ship was crippled, vulnerable. "We're going down, Captain!" Park screamed, his voice filled with despair. Just when all hope seemed lost, a squadron of Xylos vessels appeared, emerging from the depths of the Veil. The Xylos, despite their earlier defeat, had rallied, their crystalline ships emitting a dazzling array of energy blasts. It was a selfless act of defiance, a desperate gamble to aid humanity against a common enemy. Their arrival was a testament to the unexpected alliances that can emerge in the face of an overwhelming threat. The combined assault of the Odyssey and the Xylos ships managed to overwhelm the Leviathan's defenses. NovaCorp, caught off guard, retreated. But the victory was Pyrrhic. The Odyssey was heavily damaged, its systems failing. And the Weaver, watching from the shadows, remained a silent, ever-present threat. The race to unlock the Ghost's secrets and discover the Weaver's weakness was far from over. Chapter 5: The Weaver's Web. The Odyssey, battered but not broken, limped back to its temporary base within a relatively stable region of the Veil. Ares, her face smudged with grime and exhaustion, slumped into a chair, her eyes fixed on the holographic projection of the Ghost's data. The battle with NovaCorp had been a brutal distraction, but it had bought them precious time. Now, they were closer than ever to understanding the Weaver. "The logs, they're incomplete," Lena Reyes reported, her voice strained. "But we've pieced together enough to understand its basic mechanics. It doesn't directly control matter or energy. It manipulates probabilities, bends the very fabric of causality." Ares stared at the complex patterns displayed on the screen, a web of interwoven lines representing the intricate workings of the Weaver's influence. "It's a cosmic puppeteer, manipulating events to maintain its control. It doesn't conquer, it orchestrates. It doesn't fight directly, it uses others to do its bidding." "So, how do we fight something that doesn't fight?" Rostova asked, her voice heavy with doubt. The weight of responsibility was etched on her features. The data logs revealed a crucial detail, a weakness, a potential vulnerability. The Weaver, for all its power, seemed to be bound to the central structure within the Veil, a massive, ancient artifact. Severing its connection to this artifact, even temporarily, might disrupt its influence, throwing its manipulations out of sync. "We need to attack the heart of its web," Ares declared, her eyes blazing with determination. "We need to disrupt its connection to that central structure." "But that structure is heavily guarded," Lena cautioned. "The data shows powerful energy fields, intricate defensive mechanisms. It's a suicide mission." "It might be," Ares admitted, but her voice was resolute. "But it's our only chance. If we fail, the Weaver will continue to manipulate events, not only within the Veil, but potentially across the galaxy. We can't let that happen." The plan was audacious, bordering on reckless. They would use a modified Xylos vessel, shielded and reinforced with advanced technology, to infiltrate the central structure. The Xylos, despite their losses, agreed to help, driven by a shared desire to liberate themselves from the Weaver's control. It was a last stand, a desperate gamble for survival, a testament to humanity's resilience and the unexpected alliances forged in the face of overwhelming odds. The weight of the galaxy rested on their shoulders as they prepared to confront the cosmic puppeteer at the heart of its web. Chapter 6: A Galaxy of Allies. The mission to disrupt the Weaver's connection to the central structure required more than just human ingenuity, it demanded a galaxy of allies. Ares, understanding this, embarked on a diplomatic mission unlike any seen before. She traveled across the Obsidian Veil, utilizing her unique understanding of alien cultures to forge unlikely alliances. Her first stop was the Kryll, a race of sentient fungi inhabiting a planet shrouded in perpetual twilight. Their society, deeply interconnected and symbiotic, was particularly vulnerable to the Weaver's manipulations. Ares, demonstrating respect for their unique culture and understanding their concerns, successfully negotiated their aid. The Kryll, masters of bioengineering, provided crucial enhancements to the Xylos vessel, improving its shielding and cloaking capabilities. Next, she sought out the Graxan, a technologically advanced civilization known for their mastery of energy manipulation. Initially skeptical of humanity's intentions, they were swayed by Ares's passionate plea and the compelling evidence of the Weaver's malevolent influence. The Graxan, impressed by Ares's empathy and strategic thinking, agreed to provide vital energy weaponry, weapons capable of disrupting the central structure's energy fields. Finally, Ares secured the assistance of the enigmatic Silkari, a species that communicated through telepathy and possessed an uncanny ability to perceive subtle shifts in probability. Their insights proved invaluable in navigating the treacherous gravitational anomalies surrounding the central structure, charting a safe path for the mission's fleet. Returning to the Odyssey, Ares addressed her assembled crew, a diverse team of humans, Xylos, Kryll, Graxan, and Silkari. Their faces, despite their different forms, reflected a common determination. "The Weaver believes it controls fate," Ares announced, her voice ringing with conviction, "but fate is not a puppet on strings. It is a tapestry woven from choice, from courage, from the unwavering spirit of those who refuse to surrender." Rostova, standing beside her, nodded. "We fight not for ourselves alone, but for the future of this sector, for the freedom of countless civilizations trapped in the Weaver's web." The assembled forces prepared for the final confrontation. The modified Xylos vessel, bristling with Kryll bio-enhancements and Graxan weaponry, was at the forefront. The combined knowledge, skills, and determination of these disparate species represented humanity's greatest strength, the ability to build bridges, to find common ground, and to forge alliances across the vast expanse of the cosmos. The inspiring sight of interspecies unity, a united front against a common foe, was a powerful testament to humanity's enduring hope in the face of overwhelming odds. The final battle for the Obsidian Veil was about to begin. Chapter 7: The Heart of the Web. The central structure loomed before them, a colossal artifact of unknown origin, pulsating with an ominous energy. It was a monument to an ancient power, a nexus of cosmic influence. The modified Xylos vessel, spearheaded by Ares, led the assault, the combined fleet of humans, Xylos, Kryll, Graxan, and Silkari following close behind. The Silkari, using their unique telepathic abilities, guided the fleet through the treacherous gravitational anomalies surrounding the structure. The Kryll's bio-enhancements protected them from the intense energy fields radiating from the artifact. The Graxan's weaponry stood ready, poised to unleash a carefully calculated strike. Ares, at the helm of the Xylos vessel, felt a surge of adrenaline mixed with apprehension. This was it, the culmination of months of research, of battles fought, of alliances forged. The fate of the Obsidian Veil, and perhaps much more, rested on their shoulders. Initiating Phase 1, Ares announced, her voice calm despite the pounding of her heart. Kryll, activate the cloaking field. Graxan, prepare for energy discharge. The Xylos vessel slipped through the energy field surrounding the central structure, its cloaking device rendering it nearly invisible. They approached the artifact, a colossal, obsidian monolith radiating an aura of immense power. The air crackled with energy, the very fabric of reality seeming to warp around them. Suddenly, the central structure reacted. Energy blasts erupted from its surface, targeting the approaching fleet. The Graxon's weaponry unleashed a counteroffensive, a precise barrage of energy designed to disrupt the structure's defenses. The battle was fierce, a clash between ancient power and the combined might of a newly formed galactic alliance. Inside the central structure, Ares discovered the Weaver's true form, not a physical entity, but a nexus of pure energy, a singularity of probability manipulation. It was connected to the structure through a network of shimmering filaments, drawing power and maintaining its influence. Targeting the filaments, Ares yelled, guiding the Graxon's weaponry to sever the connections between the Weaver and the central structure. It was a delicate operation. Severing the wrong filament could destabilize the entire structure, unleashing unimaginable consequences. One by one, the filaments were severed. With each severed connection, the Weaver's grip on the obsidian veil weakened. The chaotic energy field surrounding the structure subsided. The eerie silence that had enveloped the area was replaced by a sense of newfound calm. The battle was won, but not without cost. The Xylos vessel, heavily damaged, limped back to the fleet. The Weaver was weakened, but not destroyed. Its influence was broken, its control shattered. The obsidian veil, once a place of fear and manipulation, was slowly beginning to heal. The future remained uncertain, but for the first time in centuries, there was hope. The galaxy had glimpsed the potential of unity, of courage, and of the enduring power of the human spirit.